I may hate drama in my life, but I love talking about the drama in yours.
I may watch too much reality TV, but you're listening to me talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Fumi.
And I'm B.
And you tuned into a new episode of RealiTEA-V.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
It is a great and wonderful day today.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's Tuesday, and we already had yesterday off, but it's Beyonce's birthday.
It is. Happy birthday.
Just so happen to have the first on the run.
I do. Shirt. It wasn't even planned.
I know it wasn't. That's like really your go-to shirt.
Yes, it was.
It was destined to be.
Right.
And I get to see On the Run 2.
Oh, yeah. You're going to love it.
In a couple weeks. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
First time seeing Beyonce.
Yes.
So it's going to be an experience.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's one of those things where it doesn't matter where you're sitting. As long as you're there.
That is true.
And so, I mean, I wish I could get closer seats, but Beyonce barely caught me with the seats I got anyways.
Right.
So we're just going to, get the W of overall that I'm actually going to be there. So I'm good with that. Maybe next time I have to follow Kid Fury's and Crystal's advice and just have like a Beyonce account.
Yeah.
To the side just so I can be like, all right, bitch, I'm ready. Mm-hmm. I'm ready next time.
I'm ready for whatever you got.
Right. Yeah. Because there's no preparation. It's not even like, okay, I get like a week or two. No. It's, the concert's announced today. Tickets go on sale tomorrow.
Yep.
At 10 a.m. Anyway, how was your holiday weekend?
It was a lot of fun.
Good.
Today I pretty much just dehydrated my body and skin because it was just, it was a lot. Could definitely tell summer is dwindling here in Vegas. So gonna try to squeeze in like 5 more pool parties and welcome the cold weather. So
it's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I experienced my first summer in Vegas already, but I definitely felt like this summer wasn't as hot as last summer. Either that or I was just really used to the heat. Yeah. Because I was here in the dead of summer, so... Yeah. I don't think it ever got to like 120. I know for sure last year it got up to 120.
Yeah, maybe those were days I was stuck in the house, but I'm like, I don't think.
Well, this is last summer. You weren't here yet.
Yeah. No, I meant like this summer. Oh. Like if it did,
no, it definitely did. Because I mean, my TV has like the temperature on it. So I never saw it reach over 115 or I don't know. But then again, sometimes it's off by a couple, so I don't really know. Oh, Jesus. So I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Yep. What about you?
It was good. My usual trip to LA. Spend time with family and friends. Got really drunk yesterday for bottomless mimosas for brunch. Could never go wrong. Right. And that's always fun. Yeah. And then I had to take a nap and then drive back out here. So that was a challenge. The challenge was getting up. The drive was actually cool. The challenge was like, my sister's like, you got to get up so you can leave. I said, what time is it? 4:30. I said, give me 30 minutes. Right. Normally, I really wouldn't fall back asleep in 30 minutes. Yeah. But I fell asleep probably like 5. And I was like, okay, let me get up, pack my stuff. And then we headed out here. So
yeah, that's good.
It was cool. Yeah. I mean, today I had a new fitness accomplishment. I made a wall sit of a whole minute. All right. Which is it's not easy. Yeah. Now, I will say I'm not at a full 90-degree angle because that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. But I'm at a good 80 degrees. Oh, so that's good. And then the little skinny white guy that was in the class with me, he was done within 10 seconds. Yeah. And he was like, I really got to give it to you. You did really great today. I was like, thanks.
Thank you. That is always good.
Yeah. It's always good when you can do better than a skinny person in class. Right. Or the one that's smaller. Right. But anyway, we have a lot to discuss for this episode. First, we're going to go and talk about the wonderful show of Real Housewives of Orange County. Now, the show never ceases to be away with the drama. There's always some kind of drama going on.
Yeah.
And this week, the drama was with the new ones, really.
Yeah. Wait, I didn't see last night's episode. Shit,
I didn't. We can go ahead and just talk about the last week. Oh, it did? No, I don't think it came on last night.
Oh, okay,
because it was Labor Day.
Okay, good.
So we actually are caught up.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of rolled off still with the whole Emily and Gina thing.
Yeah.
But it was like, now people are having their opinions on who's wrong and who's right.
Yeah.
With the situation. Of course, Tam already voiced her opinion of like, your husband was dead ass wrong. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't have really done any of that. But then, I mean, we already kind of talked about that. So we don't really have to talk about that. We can talk about Shannon. Mm-hmm. And then she had a court appearance.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Like their
divorce proceedings.
Yeah.
Now, she was going to be awarded, what?
$30,000 a month?
Oh, my God. Jesus have mercy.
Yeah.
If I could only get $3,000 a month, 10% of that, I'm straight.
Yeah.
But of course, you got to live the lifestyle that you are accustomed to. Mm-hmm. Famous quote from Mama Joyce.
Right.
And her being nice, I don't know. I have a personal bias about court stuff.
Yeah.
So the quote unquote being nice, I always find out that winds up not being the best idea. Yeah. Because when you try to be nice and say, oh, well, you don't really have to do that, you can do this, you kind of, in a sense, lose control of the situation. Yeah. And for them to be nice to go from $30,000 to, what was it, $22,000 a month? Yeah. Granted, either one is quite a bit. Right. And of course, there's a lot of people that are like, no one needs that amount of money every month. You don't need that much money to take care of your kids and blah, 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 blah. But it really goes back to, if you and your kids had a certain type of lifestyle prior, this is not just a custody battle. This is an actual divorce. Like they have been married for so many years. Yeah. I feel like whatever number they come up with, even though it seems unfair to the person paying it, right, it's cheaper to keep her. Yeah. And which you don't want to keep her.
It sucks because he was miserable trying to keep her. So, yeah, I mean, I know they do live a lavish lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know if I can even say like, yeah, like she's draining him, or like, I don't know their finances like that. They're a couple, they don't really, you can see that they live a good life, but it's not really like, oh, it's obvious how much money you guys make. So I don't even know if $22,000 is like, wow, that's like, you're like killing him dry. I was just, I mean, I feel like it was a lot, but then I don't know their bills. Like, I don't know if that's $22,000 and then say another $10,000 for like child support, or
most likely it's
do you both. Guys have like your daughters? Are they in a private school? And then that's like $5,000 or $10,000 a month or semester, however they do it. And, you know, now that he's not with you, now he does have like, well, I still technically now have to pay you $30,000 and now I have to like live my life. So I don't know, but I will say that it's outrageous and asinine that she didn't even know that there was a water bill. I'm like, you cannot be that naive isn't even the word. Like, you can't be that so far removed from finances that you did not even know that there was a water bill to be paid. You never know. Like, that's just, come on. Yeah, it was. Like, honestly, I know Tamara was like, she just called me and she was bitch. I was like, if any of my friends called me, I was like, I can't believe I have a water bill. I'm hanging up now.
Peppa Pig.
Thank you. Right. I'm hanging up now. This call is over. I will talk to you later. But
I mean, what did she think was actually happening?
I don't know.
When they took a shower.
Yeah. Or maybe she thought it was part of the rent or something. Maybe she didn't know it was a separate charge or something. I don't know.
I think obviously this is a realm that we have no clue about having that kind of money coming in every month. So we as the lay people can say, bitch, how you don't know you got a water bill? Right. But you'd be surprised as far as like, especially when a man is making the money and paying bills, you'd be surprised how much women don't actually know shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she ever had an opportunity where she was like by herself.
Yeah.
I know she was older when she met and married David.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she lived with somebody else prior to that for so many years and they just took care of everything. So I don't know. We don't really know. As far as the actual support goes, I'm pretty sure that's spousal and child support together is never really like, especially when it's that big, I don't think they're ever really like separated.
Yeah.
But I know someone else recently, I forgot who it was, but they got a settlement of like anywhere between $14,000 and $20,000 a month, and people were just flipping out like, that is absolutely ridiculous. But when they broke it down, it was like $6,000 for spousal support, and then the rest of it was like for child support.
Yeah,
and I want to say it was either 1 or 2 kids. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah,
and it does seem like it's incredibly a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, for people like me or you, we know that we can do with just a couple $1,000 a month. But once again, if she had been living in a $15 million home for 20 years in California, might I remind you, and then it's like, okay, well, we were getting our kids all these type of designer stuff before. Yeah. And now you want me to start going to Walmart because you feel like that money is too much. If it was too much now, it should have been too much before.
Very true.
So it's like, you can't just like say that I got to start stretching pennies. Yeah. Because we're not in a relationship anymore. Yeah. Like my life still has to continue. Granted, she already knew she had to downgrade a house, which she did. She's not living in the same big house that she was before, because it's just, granted, it's one less person in the house, but she still has 3 kids. Right. So even that's a minimum of a 4-bedroom house. And then in the area that they're in, you don't want a shack. So you're going to be spending at least $1.5 million on a house. Then there's all stuff that comes with it. So if you really break it down and think about what it actually is, then she might have a little bit of wiggle room at the end of it, but probably not that much. So I don't think it's fair for it to be like, woman, you're not my wife anymore, then you're going to have to stretch the pennies because you're not entitled to anymore. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. Like I said, I have my own bias about it. I have my personal experience with it. And I think it's just absolutely ridiculous for me. Like, that's like if I have my kid and it's like, well, I mean, I wasn't married or anything like that, but if I'm used to being able to buy certain shoes for my son, haircuts every weekend and all that, I shouldn't have to only do haircut once a month and go to Payless just because you don't want to pay what the court feels like you're supposed to pay. Right. So obviously they have those numbers for a reason. So, and if it was vice versa, if it was a female having to pay because she didn't have like full custody of the kids, then I don't even think it would be backlash. It would be separate. It'd be different. If it was a woman, it's like you're draining him. But if it's a man, it's like you're not a man because you need all this money from a woman. Yeah. So it's no winning in the situation. And she's not a bum. She has her QVC food thing going on now. So she's still making an income. I just think she gets I don't know. Is there a difference between spousal support and alimony?
I don't think so. I've never heard of a difference. I think it's just a different term. Could be. Or
if anybody knows out there, email us. It's like spousal support is this, alimony is this.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Anyway, moving on. It's actually not that much to talk about. Let's see.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting anything?
No.
Okay. I will say Tamara seems like she's getting more and more edgy with Shannon. So let's go on to the new season of Married to Medicine. Now, last season we had this whole uproar of the first episode with Jackie's situation. Was it last season?
Yeah.
Yes, it was last season. About the infidelity between Curtis and some girl. Somebody took a picture of them holding hands or leaving a hotel or something. And then that just rolled over into a whole bunch of other stuff. And then the season previously was when they went to Jamaica and she went by herself.
Yeah.
So it kind of was like they were already in shambles and then this whole cheating thing had came out. So now this season, that's Quad.
Yeah.
We already had in the finale last season about some hotel situation between Dr. G and some... He said he was with a friend. The girls came to the room. It was a certain type of situation and nothing happened and they left. And now the girls are trying to extort him for some kind of money. I didn't see that article that the mistress had put out, but apparently she was like, yes, something happened. He gave me head. I gave him head. He has a pinky-sized penis. And I've never tried to extort him from any kind of money whatsoever.
So then why even say anything? Because your identity was never revealed.
True.
So it's not like, this is slander, you're tarnishing me, so now I have to come out and say something. Like, it's...
Well, I don't know. Locally, it probably had though. I don't know. It can be very different locally. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's actually a good point. If her identity was never revealed through this whole thing, I feel like coming out and saying something was pointless.
Yeah, it was just pointless. And just like how last season the lady came out talking about her details with Jackie's husband, Curtis. It's like, you've already done enough damage. Just shut up, stay anonymous. And
technically she wasn't anonymous.
Who? Oh yeah, there was pictures out.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I don't even know unless her identity was already revealed. But I'm like, why even do the article? Why talk about the size of his penis? I'm pretty sure no one would have read that article and been like, I wonder, was Dr. G packing? Like, you didn't have to even bring that up.
Yeah.
But he got a pinky-sized dick. Well, you sucked his pinky-sized dick, so... like...
I wouldn't even want to let anybody know that.
Yeah, like, why would you even do that? But...
I would say the only reason for her to come out and say anything is if people were like, found out who she was.
Yeah.
Because Atlanta's very small.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure if there was a friend involved, if she had a friend and then Dr. G said he had a friend, I'm pretty sure somebody probably would have wound up saying, well, it was this girl, and I'm pretty sure. See, that's the thing is like even if it's like a Bravo celebrity or a RealiTEA-V person, you're bound to get photos taken of you while you're out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there were any pictures of her prior. I also don't know if she ever revealed her identity in the article.
Yeah.
Because that could have been an option like, well, I want coins, but I don't want y'all to know my name.
Yeah. But I feel like I saw a picture of her.
Okay.
When they posted it, like, at the very beginning. Mm-hmm. They had the article and the headline.
Oh, I was just listening. I was making my mistake.
Oh, and I was just like, oh, well, nothing. But when I saw the picture, I was just like, oh, okay.
Okay, so it was a picture of her.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Shit. I mean, once there's a picture of you, people will figure out who you are within 10 minutes. So that's kind of out of the... But I do kind of want to be like, if it was... This would not be me. But hypothetically, if I were that person... and I really didn't want any 15 minutes of fame out of the situation, I'm not saying shit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a damn thing at all. So now it's making this whole situation between Quad and Dr. G worse. Quad pretty much goes in hiding and stay on her sister circle type of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like... Do you remember her reaction towards Jackie when Jackie was kind of like standoffish?
Yeah. Shoot, or maybe I don't. I
know it was pretty much a year between one season premiere and this season premiere.
She was, I will say, aside from Simone, she was one of the women that was kind of more so like, let's not be in her, if I remember correctly, like, you know, if she wants to talk about it, okay, but I'm not going to press her, as opposed to like Toya, who was like, I want to know everything, tell me this, tell me that, and just kind of not inserting herself in her business, but just kind of, like, you could tell, I don't know, I feel like if you've been friends with somebody so long, you can tell, like, Jackie would look very uncomfortable in those situations talking to them about it. And it was like, nobody really was kind of like, okay, let's just change the subject, like, or clearly you're uncomfortable talking about it. And... you know, I know, like, when they get together for scenes, they're already told by production, like, so this is what we have to talk about. But I just feel like sometimes, every now and then, you kind of just gotta, you know, pull a Chrissy and Jim Jones and say, fuck producers, this is my life, and this is a situation I just don't want to talk about. And I think Quad knows, like, the minute I get around them, I'm gonna be forced to have to... How do you feel? What are you going to do next? And she's probably not ready to talk about it and then have to hear 6 or 7 different opinions of it because she just went through it with Jackie. So she knows the same thing that was done to Jackie, she's going to have to do it.
Yeah. I don't think producers have to do anything for this discussion. No.
Yeah.
I think that was easy for them just to be like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
And action.
Yeah.
But, because I remember Quad was like reading articles in this last season about Jackie. Something in her kitchen with Dr. G.
Yeah.
And which I'm like, well, now you're in the same position that she was in.
Yeah.
The only difference is like she was on Twitter was it yesterday or Sunday? Sunday. And was like, oh, they're talking about a lot about Quad. It's like, okay, well, you should really expect that.
Yeah.
It's the very first episode of this season and probably the very beginning of the, filming. And then all that stuff was probably like really recent at that point. So they're going to talk about it. It's like,
right. And then it's always them with their husbands.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's clear that this scene is meant to be, so this is what's going on in Quad's life. You guys sit there as a couple and talk about it. Like, you should have known, like, that was going to happen.
I didn't see the point of that tweet. I'm like, you know what was going to happen. You did the same fucking thing last year.
Right.
So they're like, oh, a lot of people talking about Quad. Yes, bitches, like you talked about Jackie last
right.
season.
I'm like, you could have, quit the show if you were really just like, you know what?
That's very true.
Much. This is too much to handle right now. I'm just going to just bow out.
I think the difference between Jackie and Quad is I feel like Quad is going to be talking a lot of shit this season.
Yeah.
About how they're discussing her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, I mean, it is what it is. People are going to talk about you, whether it's people on the show, off the show, people you know, people you don't know. People are just going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Jackie was never really like, she already knew it was going to be what it was. It's already in public eye. People already have their opinions. It's not much she can really do about it, but just focus on her and what she felt like doing with her marriage as far as like keeping it going or maybe getting a divorce. Mm-hmm. So that will be annoying if Quad winds up doing that, but her personality, she probably will.
Yeah.
And then things were already rocky with Quad and the group anyway last season. I just don't understand. Toya made the comment of like, she said, well, I'm going to be with my real friends.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out in a few episodes or two after Toya gets a chance to talk to her. But just because people are on a show with you doesn't automatically mean they're friends better than the ones that you already have.
Yeah.
They might do things differently because they're not as familiar with you.
Yeah.
Or might not be as honest. Or maybe they're yes women. Mm-hmm. But I don't see what was the need for saying that to Toya's face.
Yeah, that was very uncalled for. And I would have just been like, all right, well, that's cool. And then you'd probably get me next season. Like, you weren't there for me during my divorce or whatever. Oh, well, God. Then I was not your real friend. So I just took my energy and put it elsewhere. Like, that's, I wouldn't have even got offended by that. I'm like, you know what? One less Christmas gift. Like, and I noticed like that's been my like irritation with like a lot of storylines on like reality shows, especially like Real Housewives of Orange County. Like Tamara's like, well, you know, you're leaving me out. And I'm like, okay, why? You're too old to be feeling left out. Like, I don't know if that's just me being insensitive, but I'm like, I don't feel like we have a friendship anymore. We don't do. And I'm like,
but girl, she has bigger issues to worry
about.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right
then go do something with your other friends and be like, I'll see you when I see you. It's that simple. So even like Quad, when she even said that, I just was like, all right, duly noted. And next time some shit comes up or your life's in shambles and you're like, well, I just wanted to talk to you and you weren't there. Well, I'm not your real friend. So
mind you, she was literally on the phone with Toya when she said this. So it's like, if I wasn't your real friend, why am I on the phone with you right now?
Oh, I would have made a sticky note real quick. Note to self, not Quad's real friend! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation.
As she fake point with her left hand on the
point.
Table. Point.
Like, yeah, all right.
I mean, if you have to say out of your mouth as a dig that I'm not your friend, then I'm not your friend to begin with, because my real friends wouldn't even say that to me.
Right. You know, hang out with my real friend. Oh. All right.
And and now that we're talking about that, it's funny because she feels like she can't talk to the other girls on the show.
Yeah.
But Quad was very openly talking about her situation on Sister Circle. About how she felt, crying and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
that one is tears for a paycheck,
right?
So what about the other people who have been friends with you for quite some time?
Yeah, I'm like, she shared stuff about her marriage before, so I'm like, is it that you just don't want to talk about this with them? Like, do you feel like they're going to judge your situation now? Because, I love Married to Medicine, but they are another group that's like, if we get in an argument, I know that you women have the capability of like, well, that's why your husband's giving another bitch. I'm like, I can understand if there is certain women that you're like, you know what? It's already bad enough the shit's out here. Mm-hmm. Talking to these women, some of them, they really do care. Some other women is probably just storing this as like saved ammunition. Mm-hmm. But to kind of just ice everybody out, is kind of like, that's...
I mean, it kind of equates to how we were discussing about how Shannon kind of leaned towards Kelly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that she was separating from her friendship with Tamra. It's just that Kelly is kind of going through the same familiar scene, whatever I'm trying to say. Situation at that same exact moment. I feel like if she didn't want to do in a group setting, at least have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
And the only other two people that would really make sense to have a discussion with would be Simone and Jackie.
Yeah.
And because Simone's literally trying to save her marriage still. And then Jackie went through the exact same thing she's going through now. So, okay, you don't want to do it in a group setting and have a whole bunch of people saying their opinions at one time. Mm-hmm. Cool. I understand that. But you can't completely ice out everybody because everybody's not a Toya or a Heavenly where they're going to say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Mm-hmm. Or not even do a dig. Just say, or just be straight up. Be like, you know what? Thank you for your words. But right now, this is just not something that I'm really ready to talk to people about.
Yeah.
And then just keep it at that.
And that's just always going to make me wonder, why did she even tell Toya, well, I'm going to go hang out with my real friends or be my real friends? What was the point of that?
Yeah.
Unless they're yes women off camera. Like, oh, you didn't do anything wrong, blah, blah. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
No one is at fault for someone else's infidelity. Like, that's just, I don't believe in that. I feel like you can keep your legs closed or keep your dick in your pants. Like,
right.
It's not the other person's fault because you felt like they didn't love you, or I don't agree with that. But I don't know, that whole situation is weird. But anyway, on to this leather and lace party.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, Simone did a leather and lace party as a recommendation to try to get her groove back or whatever, because it was recommended that her and Cecil like spend more time in the one household. Yeah. And of course, he's like, yeah, sure. And probably want to have sex that night. She's just not having it. Yeah. She just doesn't want to. So
I'm trying to picture me getting to that phase of life where it's like, I don't want to have sex with you.
You will have to do some
yeah, because I could still be pretty mad and be like, you know what? I can get it in. But after that, don't talk to me.
And don't come. Yeah. Go on the guest room.
But.
Well, it's funny you say that because that's kind of what Heavenly was saying. Was like, revenge effing is the best.
Right.
You just get it in and get what you need. And then Contessa was kind of saying, like, well, can't you just get what you need?
And just
keep it going.
Yeah.
But of course, Jackie, because she's kind of going through the situation, she's like, it sounds easy, but it's not. Yeah. Now, it wasn't any physical cheating with Cecil. Yeah. She made that very clear at the reunion. Like, he didn't physically cheat on her or anything like that. It was more so just not feeling love whatsoever. Yeah. And I can't understand if you felt a certain type of way about your spouse not really appreciating all of you. I think it would be hard just to get in the mood to. Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe. But if it's been like a year, I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know. If you do something nice, maybe I'll give you some.
Right.
So, I don't know. But then Mariah comes.
Mm-hmm. With the receipts.
You want me to bring the receipts?
Because I got receipts. And I was like, you know what? Show them fucking receipts.
And
because Heavenly needs to be kicked out of heaven. So come on with them.
So the backstory is that Heavenly did try to do a kind gesture. Mm-hmm. Which is, I don't know. The funniest thing happened last reunion. Mariah had a big, great, grand photo of herself on her door for her dressing room. And Heavenly decided to take a Sharpie.
Right.
And draw a little moustache on it.
Right. And some devil ears.
And then ran off like,
right.
Like a little jester or something like that. And Mariah flipped out.
Right.
How dare you touch somebody else's thing?
And Heavenly would have been mad because honestly, if that was me, I probably would have saw the picture and just my goofy ass would just laughed. Like, who the fuck? Like, can I see the tape of her running away?
She did run away like a little troll under the bridge. Yeah, she was. Okay. I mean, no one else thought it was really bad besides Mariah.
Yeah.
Let's be real. She was like, I paid another one. I thought it was funny. Sorry. Like, damn. Yeah. So, to try to make amends with Mariah, she decided to get her another photo.
Yeah.
It was rolled up nice and big. And she's like, I hope that, this is the olive branch that we need to move forward, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as Mariah unrolled it, I don't like it. I was like, that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
She was like, you would pick a picture where I'm 40 pounds heavier and got a cast of the worst part of my life. And she was like, girl, can you just take it for what it's worth? I was trying to do something nice.
Yeah.
And I really was like, Mariah, now it just makes you look even crazier than the reunion last season. She spent the money.
Yeah.
She blew up this picture.
Right.
You think you look bad, but I'm pretty sure Heavenly don't have a whole catalog of Mariah photos.
Right. And it's like, there's a part of me that really does agree with that. But it's like, let's say Facebook, you have all these wonderful pictures of you. The angles are right. The lighting is good. Your hair just flows. And then there's the tagged photos that you're in. It's like, oh, why did you put me in this? And because this is Heavenly, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a catalog, but a nice, which picture am I going to go with? You know what? That bitch looks fat in this one. Part of me wants, if that was somebody else, I would be like, you right. But then there's this other part that Heavenly be knowing. Yes, I had a pic of 50 other gorgeous Instagram pictures of hers that I could have used. But I like this where her face is bloated and she looks, and her hairline's uneven.
I look dusty.
Right. I mean, it was still, it wasn't a bad picture. But I kind of feel, I don't know what the other pictures were, but I feel like Heavenly probably was like, yeah, she looked big in this one. I'm going to use it. Just because it's Heavenly. If that was a gesture even if it was a gesture from Simone or Jackie, I would have been like, Mariah, you are definitely overreacting. But because I'm like, you could be overreacting, but I
can't rule it out.
I can't confirm or deny.
I can't confirm or deny that there could have been some type of, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it my way.
I need some type of, I can't just fully take the high road. I have to.
Yeah.
So it's like, I have these nice ones, but this one where she looks like Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff. Oh, good goddamn Jigglypuff. I remember I used to watch Pokemon on the regular before and after school.
Yeah. I just Heavenly.
Yeah. I mean, if I remember correctly, I don't think she even really wanted to do the photo shoot.
Yeah.
That they did.
Yeah.
And I mean, this might sound mean.
Yeah.
But I really couldn't tell the difference between the photo and her at the lace party.
And that too. That was like, I mean, your face looks a tiny bit smaller, but I'm like, I don't.
But she's never had a skinny face.
Yeah, I'm like, but I don't see I
see double chin.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't see a big difference.
I don't think. Yeah, I just see a picture where she's not necessarily just posing for the camera and slaying it to the gods or whatever the case may be. But the lighting was good. It was nice lighting. It still was a professional photo. It wasn't like an Android photo.
Right.
So, I mean, she still spent her money to get it done. And then Simone was like, well, just give it to me. I'll roll it back up. She was like, yeah, roll it up so she can take it home. And then when Heaven was like, just appreciate the gesture, she was like, no, I won't. She was like, we ain't got to take it then. And then it just goes left so fast. Because Mariah's about to leave. And Heavenly's like, well, your teeth look beautiful.
Right. I was like, Lord.
She was like, well, yeah, it is. Maybe you and Damon can go get it fixed. Why she included Damon, I don't know.
Right, that wasn't necessary.
I unless there's something I don't know about.
Yeah.
I don't understand why she included Damon. Damon is like that husband. There is no need to include him in anything. He even tried to get Heavenly, like, he won't say it in front of everybody, but he'll have legit nice conversations about, you know, some of the things that Heavenly does in a way that she can be like, you know what, Damon, this is why I married you. You know, stuff like that. So I don't even really understand why she included Damon. And she was like, and some your husband is little,
right?
Small. And then she did that,
right?
Turned around. I know a lot of people that have slept with Damon.
Right.
What is she talking about?
Right.
Don't do that. What is she talking about? Do you need me to bring the receipts?
Because I got the receipts.
I saw that walk. She was on sachet.
Next time I have receipts, that's the walk I'm doing.
With the lean.
Right. I was like, I'm not saying Damon's a cheater, but I feel that Mariah is very confident with those receipts.
She said, his type ain't you. Like, oh my God. And then Simone was like, well, damn, Greg, and see, so now
Damon?
We don't need no other scandal now. Like,
right.
Come on, let's just let it. And I did notice the Heavenly that we know and sometimes love.
Right.
Love to hate, whatever you want to call it. She didn't really go at Mariah like she normally would. Now, it can be one of two things. Her path to spirituality greatness has helped. Or there's some type of truth behind it.
Right. It could be either one. But in the words of the great Justin Bobby, time and truth tell all. So we will find out.
Goddamn Justin Bobby. 2 first names.
Right.
You guys don't know what we're referencing. Google it.
Right.
And I was just like, this is interesting because she usually be like, bitch, don't get my husband name out your mouth.
Don't you talk about daddy.
Don't you talk about... Yeah, she would have went off. And she didn't do it. She was like, why are you trying to come at me like you trying to fight me?
Right.
And it was just like, this is different. And of course, Mariah walks out, and then Toya finally comes because her son had to go to the emergency room, so she finally made it. And then had Mariah come back inside. It's always funny. It's like, you ran off outside, and now you're saying, why do I go back inside? Because I don't want her to think she ran me off. It's like, but you didn't make that conclusion on yourself. Like, somebody had to tell you to come inside. And so that's the gist of the episode of Married to Medicine.
It's going to be a good season. Can't wait.
Now, this season of Married to Medicine, I'm like, man, this is going to be a lot. Because in the article about Kwa moving out or taking all the furniture, and then Dr. G's on the show with the guys.
Yeah.
My sleep number was gone. Not the sleep number.
Right.
And Contessa and Toya get into it. Contessa's real spot. I feel like anytime a housewife is on the season for their very first time, the next season, they don't put up with as much shit.
Yeah.
They get real spicy.
Because I think it's like you come in like, oh, I'm about to meet a new group of women. Like, this is cool. And then you kind of see like, I got to be ready for these bitches. Because it's like, we could be real cool. And the very next day of filming, I got to be ready to fight your ass.
What you do in the regular world doesn't work in reality.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be on your P's and Q's.
Yeah.
And I think she was like, oh, no, these bitches ain't going to talk shit about me this season.
Yeah.
And Dr. Contessa couldn't last long without working. She said, I work part-time now. So
right.
People don't understand. Being a stay-at-home parent, especially when you got more than one kid, it's a lot of fucking work.
I don't care how rich we are. We're still putting them in some type of day. Not all day. Not me. I could do half the day, but I'm not doing all.
When Malachi was younger, I used to just love when I'm like, I cannot wait to drop you off at daycare for work. And then at work, it's like peace and quiet. I can do what I want for 8 hours.
And then if there's more than one, oh my God.
So it's like, it does get easier when they get school age because it's like, now you're forced to be gone for so many hours a day unless, I get arrested for truancy of my child. But it's a lot of work to be with your kids all day, every day. Now people are going to be like, them your kids. If you feel like you can't take care of them, don't have them.
Well, I don't want to be around my husband 24/7. Does that mean I shouldn't be married? Someone might say, yeah, which is why my ass is single. Who knows? But the point is, I said what I said.
I said what I said. What you said was some bullshit.
Man, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do? But that's the same thing. Who else was? Oh, Dallas. Mm-hmm. We've been fucking forgetting about Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Carrie, the one where her husband got caught at the roundup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She also was like, I want to stay home and be with my daughter. And then she was like, yeah, that didn't last long. So her husband put in $1 million and she has her own separate section of the practice and she just does all laser.
That's nice.
I know. I was like, oh. And I think I saw some on her Instagram where it was like laser of some lady's like neckline.
Yeah.
And you have like the little gobble neckline. It's like you don't have a neckline anymore.
Yeah.
And then the after is like, it was a neckline. And I was like, this is life changing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you have no neckline for however many years?
You have no neck.
Or you can have a turkey neck.
Yeah.
And then you just have a little pew pew, just some lasers. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have a neckline.
It's amazing.
Pictures look better. Selfies look better.
Right.
It's just, and I was like, this is amazing. And I can't wait to do shit like this.
Yeah. People often forget about the importance of the neck.
Yeah, what did Patricia call you? A décolletage or something?
Yeah.
Like your clavicle, your neck.
Yeah.
And just this whole area, especially for a woman.
It's like moisturizing this. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's because I was watching Book Club and I noticed, I'm like, the past 20 years, every role I see Diane Keaton in, she accessorizes a scarf in her outfit. And it's like, it looks really good and like old woman chic, but I'm like, why is her neck always covered? And I kind of Googled it and it's like, one article said because she's always cold, but a lot of people was like, well, she's older now, so now there's wrinkles and stuff on the neck, really so she's probably, I was like, probably. That makes sense.
I mean, my friend is a PA in aesthetic dermatology, which is what I'm going back to school for, and they literally have, on their Instagram, they have people doing like, I'm pretty much trying to be like a nurse injector, if you will, and so they inject stuff in your neck to like tighten up your neck. And then you do the exfoliation and microdermabrasion, plate-rich proteins or something where they take the proteins out of your blood and like put it back in your skin. And it's just like, oh, this is why a lot of rich people have good skin. Yeah. Because they are able to go and pay all that money to get all this laser stuff done to their face.
Very true.
So it's more than going and get the new Neutrogena from Target. It's a completely different situation. So I cannot wait to do that.
Right.
I told my mom what I was going to do. She was like, I've been thinking about doing something to my neck. See, look, there you go. Yeah. Black people don't really touch their face all that much. I think the furthest that they go is Botox and Juvederm. Yeah. But they don't really like take a knife to it.
No.
Or add stuff. It's more of just smoothing out of whatever. But I said all that to say that Contessa did not stay at home.
No.
And I don't think I could be able to do that. Like, I know my son's school age and he'll be at school all day. But I feel like I need something to do.
Yeah.
I need something to, I mean, I go to the gym now, so it's like, okay, I will have that in my schedule. But what else can I do that seems productive in some kind of way besides me? I mean, you're a parent. Yes, you have the role of being a parent, but you still can't lose yourself in being a parent either. Like, you have to still do stuff for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if that means just working for 4 hours a day or 3 days out of the week, like, it just gives you a sense of purpose other than just being a chauffeur and a cook and a storyteller.
Yeah.
Homework person.
Yeah.
It's draining. Whether you plan to have a kid or not, it's draining.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Black Ink. So, Black Ink Chicago, to be specific, because New York is about to start on the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So, the only thing I really wanted to talk about from this show is the fact that Lily thinks it is being disloyal to continue to talk to Junior, which is what something Ford was doing, and Don, and I'm pretty sure other people talk to Junior as well.
Yeah.
I feel like this. Junior had been around all of them way longer than Lily.
Very true.
So, because you decide to pop up and start fucking the first guy you thought was cute, does not mean, and because he left the show prior to Ryan leaving.
Right, he did.
So, automatically, he wasn't really in that drama.
Yeah.
That was going on. So, when he left and went to... And then he left his new place to go to Ryan's place. That still makes him null and void of the whole situation that's going on between Loyal Inc. and 9mag. That has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So if he left the original 9mag and still salvaged his relationship with everybody, that doesn't mean that now all of a sudden everybody has to stop talking to Junior because A, he was with the new 9mag,
yeah,
and B, y'all broke up.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree. I only feel that with Junior, I'm like, okay, you definitely can work at the new 9mag and still have friendships with, you know, Four and Don and or whoever else that you are still friends with. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you still do need to respect that they are another tattoo organization. So doing things like screaming "fuck Loyal Inc." Out loud, I'm like, that is your way of basically being like, fuck y'all, I don't like y'all. When it's like, well, if in reality you still have friendships with them, then you kind of need to be kind of like a Four that's like, look, I'm not joining Brian's new Black Ink, but I'm still cool with him. And he also knows that I would never disrespect or go against you guys. Like, you know, but.
No, yeah, definitely the part of him when he was in Jamaica, they're loyal, fuck loyal.
Unacceptable. Yeah.
Especially when the leader didn't even tell you to do that.
Right.
He was trying to tell him, like, chill out. Like, it's not even a big deal. Of course, it was dumb because the only person who that it would negatively affect in any kind of way emotionally would be Lily.
Yeah.
Who was the whole aggressor in that whole brawl in the streets of Jamaica.
Right.
So it's like, okay, yeah, he was saying specifically Loyal Inc. But I think if Lily wasn't working at Loyal Inc., I don't think he would have done that.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like making the situation worse.
Yeah.
And knowing that, Lily girl, you got to stop fighting people.
Yeah, you really do.
It's not that serious.
Like, calm down. Like, it was funny at first when you slapped Charmaine, because sometimes she needs it. But it was just, okay, now you're just going too far.
Right, you're like way across the street.
Yeah.
And you run up, and then his girlfriend's there, so she got to feel like she got to protect her man.
Right, it's like, what did you realistically think you were going to do? Did you think you were going to serve Junior a good old-fashioned ass whooping? Like,
and
you
nobody
thought
else is going to get involved?
Right. Like, what did you think?
Right. That didn't make any kind of sense. And then when Ford told everyone, like, because of y'all's situation, I can no longer perform, Lily gonna scream out, blame Junior. It's like, no, but you are still the one who went and started throwing hands. Right. Literally. He wasn't even facing y'all in the beginning of him pouring some fuck Lloyd Ink, fuck Lloyd Ink. Then you turn around and hear your little ass come up.
Yeah. That would have really pissed me off. Like, if I was supposed to get paid to do that performance, I would have been like, I don't know how, but I was supposed to make $20,000 performing. So somewhere, some way, y'all gonna come up with $20,000 to reimburse me. Because, like, yeah, that part just wasn't cool.
No, it really wasn't. So, Lily, calm down. You got some anger issues that you got to work on.
Yeah.
Everybody worry about their damn self.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad that they had that sit down in Jamaica to talk about, like, look, this is just going too far. I still feel like I always understand, as Ryan being a business person, why he felt the need to just start all over, have fresh faces, have fresh relationships and friendships, whatever the case may be. But I still don't think he's ever going to be accountable of why it got to the place that it did in the first fucking place.
Or the way he did it.
Like, I don't think he's ever going to be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I should have told y'all this is what I had planned on doing. Maybe I should not, like, shot up the shot, all that kind of stuff. Like, he's not going to do that.
Yeah.
At all. Especially when he got Rachel be like, no, you ain't do nothing.
Right.
He's not going to. So until he can be held accountable for what he did to even cause it to get to the whole cat situation, then it's not going to be copacetic between them. It's just not going to be that way. So, yeah, the whole Lily feeling like what she say? She was like, we are loyal Inc. and everybody's being disloyal. I'm like, well, no, they technically, if you had to play the loyalty game, technically they have loyalty to Junior because they knew him way longer than you.
Very true.
Junior was already on there for like a good 2 seasons before Lily showed up. So I don't understand why she's having yes, that's your ex, but these are still your co-workers, not your sister, not your best friend since 2nd grade. It's a little bit different when you have the co-worker game. Y'all might go out, maybe fuck each other, but at the end of the day, the first relationship y'all had was co-workers.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I thought it was... The other situation was that Reese kept saying that Junior hit her.
Yeah, all lies.
And even when I first saw the episode when they were actually fighting, I never saw him, like, wild out on her.
No.
And so when they did the playback and let everybody see it individually, they were like, Junior didn't hit her.
Yeah.
And so it sucks because you do have to be very careful about saying that a man hit a woman. Yeah. Because now everybody was thinking like, Junior's fucked up. He hit on females and blah, blah, blah. And then if I was Junior's girlfriend, I probably would have did the same thing, did a pop-up like, look, Junior didn't put his hands on you.
Right. We all know it.
Stop telling people that he did.
Right.
Because it's one thing he act like an ass in Jamaica on his own when they went back to the house. But you saying that he put hands on you, that's a completely different situation.
Yeah. And then you not wanting to rectify the situation, it's just going to make me want to hop over the table and whoop your ass again. Because that's like, you know, stuff like domestic violence, rape, it's already... doesn't get taken seriously as it should. Like when something like that does happen, the first thing is like, well, are you sure? Or like the victim is the first one that's usually like, she's doubted more. Right. And in some cases he. Right. And so we have it on tape. Like even if you wanted to be like just playing devil's advocate, I thought he hit me, but I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, you can't even, I know he didn't hit me, but I don't want to say he don't, like, that's pretty just, like, low.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
No, you have to be, like, I don't want it to be where a man is known as being a person to put his hands on females.
Yeah.
And that's even a guy I really don't care for.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about to say like, oh yeah, he put his hands on females, because this is stigma against that. Mm-hmm. So if it is something where his name can be cleared, you need to apologize.
Right. Be like, look, I still don't like you. It's still fuck you, but no, he didn't put his hands on me.
No, because
I'm sorry for,
Because that's going to make you like, okay, well, she didn't do it intentionally. She really felt like you did do it.
Right. And then you didn't even have any business in that fight at all. Like, Lily ran up on Junior, and obviously his girlfriend jumped in and was like, no, I'll handle this. And then you ran up talking about ran up and I was trying to separate you guys. No, you weren't. You tried to jump her. Like, be honest. Like,
right. It was just a whole bunch of shit going on.
Yeah.
Of course, Ford didn't appreciate Junior trying to, like, fuck with Don.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's my fucking brother.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. That's my blood. You can't just do that.
No.
I did find it kind of weird that Ford told the whole 9-man crew but didn't invite his own brother.
Yeah.
I felt like he should at least have done that. Instead of his brother surprising him.
Yeah.
I felt that was kind of weird. But, last point from this show. How do you feel about the whole Reese versus Cobra situation?
Okay, not too abreast on what happened with them fully, but I do know, I guess, Cobra found out that, I guess, Reese... I don't even know where they're.
Well, the gist of it is Cobra never really liked Reese because Cobra felt like she was there longer, and she felt like Reese was kind of getting her way and like getting a booth, and which I find strange because, like, bitch, you were in Texas when she was hired, so and then you just popped up when she's being weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I guess Cobra did some digging about Reese, and during the beginning of Reese's career, she took someone else's work and made it as her own and said that she did it, which is like a no-no. Yeah. In any type of artistic mediums, if you will. Like, so I guess Cobra was like, when Cobra came in, Cobra was late.
Yeah.
She had her tooth extracted, but she wouldn't answer her phone. She didn't get back to anybody. She didn't text nobody back. It was like well over an hour her client was there.
Yeah.
So they were like, and then Lily told Reese, like, I don't like to do this, but her client's here and she didn't mind somebody else doing the tattoo. She was like, as long as she can do it the way I want, I'm good.
Yeah.
So when she's starting her tattoo, Cobra walks in with ice packs on her face, but she just lays down on the couch. She doesn't say, oh, my client was supposed to be here. Where is she? She just kind of like laid on the couch. And they were like, Reese is in there with your client. Then she gets up and gets mad at like Reese. She's stealing clients. Yeah. And so she was like, oh, well, you stealing clients just like you tried to steal somebody's work. And she was like, what are you talking about? She was like, you made somebody else's work as your own. She was like, why are you bringing that up now? Like, this is like the weirdest time possible for you to bring it up.
I know, as a person getting the tattoo, I don't like, excuse the fuck out of me.
And then Lily was like, Cobra, a client is here. She's like yelling. Yeah. And of course, the client can hear everything. She winds up getting down, like looking in the hallway, like what's going on. So Cobra and Reese are arguing about this whole thing that happened. She was like, that happened like at the beginning of my career. I actually fucked up my career for that. It took me a while for people to like really trust my work again. Yeah. And I did it. I said I was sorry and I went through it and I'm here on merit now. Right. And I don't know. Cobra's getting on my nerves. I feel like they just need to go ahead and let her go on to what other tattoo shop she needs to go to because she's just annoying me. She has no storyline. She keeps popping in and out between going to Texas and coming back. Mm-hmm. She gets mad at Reese for... I mean, obviously, if you work somewhere longer, you should feel like you have some type of priority. But bitch, if you keep leaving... your seniority starts all over. Yeah.
That's true.
So that was the gist of it.
Bless their hearts.
So if you were to pick a team, would you be Team Cobra or Team Reese?
Sadly, I'd be forced to be Team Cobra, not because she's necessarily right, but because I absolutely do not like Reese. So I'm like, I don't really agree with this situation, but I don't like that bitch. So I guess you'll do.
Noted. I'm not too fond of her either, but in this particular situation, just this situation.
Yeah.
Who would you feel like you're on that? Taking out your disdain.
Yeah. Reese. I would sadly, I would have to say I'm on Reese's side just because, if you heard that she was, faking tattoos, like that should have been something, that should have been brought to the shop immediately and not in the setting that it was in.
It's still a very important issue to discuss.
Right. I mean, I understand you definitely feel like you do deserve a booth. I remember Donna from New York felt the same way. Like, I want some seniority. It's like, but Donna, you're not a good tattoo artist. But, I know Cobra's actually talented. But it's like, I feel like that would be something that you wouldn't necessarily take up with Reese. You would take up with management. True. That's just like being at a job and you and someone else is up for a promotion. And they get it, but you feel way more qualified. It's like, okay, well, I can't get mad at you because you're just trying to get more money like me. Mm-hmm. But who I can question is the fucker that hired you. And that's when you have to kind of be like, okay, why does this person have a booth?
And I feel like Lily did tell Cobra, like, I told her she can do the tattoo. She didn't steal her.
Yeah.
So that's why this particular situation is like, Cobra, you didn't respond to text messages. You didn't respond to phone calls.
The first thing, like,
you didn't respond finally when you felt like it was a good, even on your way there, you didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
So if Lily took the tattoo, would you be just as mad?
Right.
Or you just be like, yeah, I was late. I fucked up. That's kind of like when Donna used to be like late and shit all the time.
Yeah.
She really wasn't like mad because she was late.
Yeah.
You can't have a client waiting there and just like.
No, not cool.
Right. So anyway, well, we'll see what goes on in the next episode. Moving on to, and I just want to talk about a very specific situation in 90 Day Fiancé because these weekly episodes are 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
But of course, the star, and I don't mean that in necessarily a good way, but the star couple this season is Jesse and Darcy.
Yes.
Jesse's a dick.
Yeah.
Even though Darcy can be annoying as fuck.
Yes.
But he is such a dick, douchebag, prick, asshole.
Yeah. And I was kind of thinking, I'm like, maybe it's the American in me that I'm like, oh, you are just too, ugh. But then I'm like, no, there's a difference. You're a dick. You're an asshole.
He's just a straight up dick. Yeah. Just for instance, after he met the twin, I want to say her name is Stacy.
Yeah.
And they were like talking outside of production, and production asked him a question. Like, do you see you, Stacy and Darcy, like hanging out, the three of you guys? He was like, I don't really see it. She was like, well, maybe. And he was like, can you be quiet, please? Ask me a question. Like, why do you have to? And it was like, why? Okay, yes, she's kind of like answering under her breath, but why are you getting so upset about it? And he's such a dick, he only says that she needs to change. She needs to do this. She needs to do that.
And I don't like it. Like,
not one bit. A dick. Complete dick.
Yeah.
So, and then the whole cutting the steak situation, that was blown out of proportion. Mm-hmm. Yes, there are some people, when you go in their kitchen, they're going to tell you how they usually do it in their household.
Right.
That is just understanding the household kitchen.
Right.
Like, you don't go in grandma's kitchen and try to tell her what seasonings to use. No. There's just kitchen going into somebody else's house one-on-one. So the fact you're cooking with her, she's just saying, cut it against the bias. Now, was she kind of annoying with it? I think so, just a little bit. She kept repeating herself.
Yeah.
But for him to just throw the knife down, oh my God, you ruined everything. Storm out it's like you're getting mad for the craziest things. And the fact that you're only 24 or 25 makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because we forget how young he really is.
Yeah.
Because he acts like a douchebag of a 40-year-old, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he does.
And that whole situation just makes me really uncomfortable. It's like, why are you trying to force a situation that shouldn't be had? There's plenty of men in the States and around the world for you to go and be a 90-day fiance to.
Right.
It's not that big of a deal.
No, that's...
But part of me feels like I don't think it's just a planted storyline. I think it's a fake storyline to begin with. Because if you guys did know, Stacey and Darcy tried to have a reality TV show a good 10 years ago.
Ah.
And they had made up their own mock of what the show would be.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm Stacey, I'm Darcy, and we're twins trying to make it in the entertainment industry. And it was with their now ex-husbands, and it had this little oh, it's us too. Yeah. And it's like, okay, this seems like it's just fake.
Yeah.
And the last time I felt that way is when I was watching Love After Lockup and found out that the black lady was also already on 2 other reality TV shows with her daughter and dancing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how are you winding up on all these reality TV shows?
Right? I guess she just has a knack for reality TV.
Yeah, it was just...
Yeah.
But if we will take it for what it's face value, and we try to think that it's real, Jesse's a dick.
He
needs to go back to the Netherlands, stay his ass over there.
Mm-hmm.
This is I don't want to say mild, because I don't think it's mild. This is a form of abuse.
Yeah.
It's just not physical. But the way he talks to her, how she cannot speak when she wants to speak.
Yeah.
How he tries to tell her that everything's her fault.
Right.
And the reason why they are not in the position that they are in is because of her. And that she's delusional because I'm not going to be a father and blah, 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 blah. But then the next minute is I love you, but you have to change because you keep doing stuff the way that you want to.
Yeah.
And it's okay, all right. And I don't just be throwing around the abuse word like that, but this is right, manipulation, abusive behavior. It's just not. And so the next episode, apparently she throws a shoe at him, and he wants production to have security for his safety and wants to call the police.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, it's one thing that you want to leave because you feel like you don't need anything to be thrown at you, whether it's a roll of toilet paper or a shoe. But the fact that you were police, security, I don't feel safe. It's if you don't feel safe, then go back the fuck home.
Yeah. And never talk to this woman again.
Isn't this your way out? Maybe you're trying to find a way out. Just, they argue about the dumbest
They
things
do.
all the
It's
time.
a lot.
What the fuck?
Why are you guys even having this argument? But
yeah. Anyway.
I wish her luck.
Now, my favorite couple is, of course, Michael. And what's her name? I want to say Danielle, but I know that's not right.
Yeah. Where are they from?
Oh, Michael's a Nigerian.
Oh, her name is... Fuck, I forgot.
Her name is Fuck, I Forgot?
Yeah, that's what it can be.
Okay, so Fuck, I Forgot is hilarious. It's just funny because I'm Nigerian, for people that don't know, well, half, if you want to be technical. And it just makes me giggle because, a lot of this is, so funny. She doesn't want to wear the clothes because she feels like she's too big.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bitch, you get altered. Like, it's
right.
It's not
it has to be very wide because she is fat. I know that's not the best accent, but it was like
me chuckle inside. I had the best cackle I could have had. Well, she said, well, tell her not to like widen it because I don't want people to see. He said, you know, don't do that because she's fat.
Right,
And then she slaps him. I'm like, because in the clip,
and this
like,
poor black girl just looking like, what?
I know. And in the clip, it doesn't show what she said prior to him saying like, oh, she's fat. But it's like, because I know some Nigerians, it's like, that's not really a dig from him. That was just not being
mindful.
Mindful of his words and picking his certain words.
You know what I think is so funny with all of these shows? That whenever, because even like the previous season, when it was the girl from Haiti and the white man. Whenever there is like a white person entering into the motherland or motherland adjacent. There's just all these black people in the background looking like, what the fuck? It's always.
It's the best thing.
Always. They are like, what the fuck? Why is it like, do we need to go beat this old man's ass like with this 20-year-old or what's this big fat white lady doing?
And she's like, Michael, everybody's staring at me.
And them
like,
kids was looking like,
what is this woman doing here?
Right. Like when little like 5-year-old kids look at you like you are not supposed to be here. It's just hilarious.
I mean, that's how people in Compton be looking when these white people roll up and like, who the fuck
sent you?
Right. Yeah. It's just off. Like, it's just not something. Of course, not saying they're not supposed to be there.
You ain't
but
supposed
it's just not. It's like a giraffe just walking down the street. Right. It's like, what the fuck is the giraffe doing here?
It's pretty much the equivalent of a black person entering into a country bar and then the music just stops. Like, what's that?
True.
Like in country bar, the backwoods,
not in the South.
Yes. Like, wait, what are you doing here? You know you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's quite hilarious. I always love the background.
Yeah, it's just so funny. And then, of course, my sister is like watching it and like recording her Insta story. And she's just like...
Right, it's about time somebody told her.
And the friends is like, she can't be your grandma. It's like, it's not my grandma. It's my future wife. It's
right.
Like, no.
Right, put on makeup and make yourself look younger.
Yeah, he said, yeah. He's like, should I put makeup? He's like, yeah. Make yourself look younger. It's like, oh my God. It's like, he does not know how to edit whatsoever. Or just say a different way. Cause it's not really, even my dad's like, this man's stupid. Like, it's just idiot. It's like, it's very, very blunt sometimes. And it's so hilarious.
It is.
It did warm my heart that his mom and her had like a really good, like, oh, come here. And she was trying to speak Yoruba, like, Bowani. I was like, oh, that's cute. She's trying to learn. Okay. All right. He's saying hello. And then the part that made me scream in horror.
Yeah.
When she made the food.
Yeah.
And she had snails.
I'm like, I don't understand why you have not. I don't know. I just feel like if I'm dating somebody that's, of another culture, first thing I'm going to do, like, if we're getting serious, to be like, okay, what's y'all food situation like? Let me go to some restaurants or let me try to see how I can do this because I know if I go to your country and I know if I meet your family, 90% sure they are going to be like, eat this. And I know that's one of like, the most disrespectful things that you can do is not eat their food or refuse it. So I'm like,
spitting it out is even worse.
Yeah. So I'm like, or I'm just going to probably have to be honest with him. Like, so look, I love you, but I can't fuck with your food. So tell me now.
Fuck you, eat this food.
Right. No. So I don't know if we are going to be able to go forward with this or.
Right.
Because I cannot eat this deer head or just some shit.
Sheep head. Danielle and Azan.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she ate it, though. That's so rude.
So she did She said, "Oh, yummy." And
it's only funny because, and I was going to say something so rude, and I have nothing against fat people because I'm a little chubby myself.
I'm a part of the fat
However,
people.
it was just funny because I was thinking like, you would find a way to make that tasty. Of course. I don't see you not liking
Now, I have never had like Nigerian snails.
Yeah.
My dad or none of the people that I have hung around my whole entire life have ever made snails.
Right.
But I have heard like it's one of, I don't know if it's but he's from where my dad's from too. Yeah. So I don't know.
And I would have been mad because I would have went there like, I'm about to get some authentic jollof rice and we about to.
And then that's okay. So
and then you send me that like, wait, this ain't jollof. Wait, what is it?
And that's the thing. Why do these people, I'm going to have to clap, make the
grossest
weirdest, grossest, off the wall thing you can possibly
production. Look, I know you got these good recipes.
I need to meet this Yoruba production person in Nigeria. Right. I want to understand.
Like, you want to see something funny? Make her snail head.
And he's telling her Yoruba, just make us snails. Just give her that. And it's like, oh my God. And she's like, yeah, I make that one. And she's like, yeah, you can, oh yeah, I have this. Eat this. And it's like,
I would have saw that plate and been like,
and she's like, I saw the snails and, I'm just a burger and french fry kind of girl.
Right.
And she did eat it and said, okay. And then she was like, Michael, kiss me. I said, no, you better fucking not. You bet. No.
That was so gross.
Kiss me so you can get it out my mouth. And then I was like, no. And I was like, oh, that's so just the gross. It was ever. Like, in front of his mother.
That's just the grossest thing ever. I remember on an early season of The Kardashians when Kim was married to Chris Humphries and they were in the kitchen and they were like, we even eat food out of each other's mouths. And I think it was like,
bird.
I think it was like Courtney was like, no, you guys don't. And she literally was chewing something and put it in. I was like, oh, this is so gross. But I'm pretty sure you've done grosser things. So.
And I just screamed and I was mortified. And it was mom and auntie sitting on the couch just looking.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh no. So she tells Micah Yoruba like, well, I like her except for this food situation because bitch, I peeped what you was doing.
Yeah. That.
Right?
Cancel the whole affair. Like,
I was mad when they had this. My sister was like, did you see him in all that Trump gear? I
was like, oh, I'm like, is this payback for making her eat the nasty food? She brought him to America. Wait, had they
that was before the food.
Yeah.
Like, it was at a hotel before she even met the mom. She was like, I brought you stuff. And it was all Trump stuff. And then he already made like, yeah, Trump is my business mogul. And it's like, you know what? This would have worked had it been like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right now, he's canceled. Which is crazy because he likes Trump all and well for a business inspiration. But then again, his mom was worried about guns in the States. Yeah. So if you know that guns are a problem, you know good and goddamn well that the Black Americans don't like his ass.
Right.
Whether he's a business mogul or not.
Right.
Majority of the Black people.
Right.
Can't clump them all in there. Mama Rosa.
Right.
But that has to be like my favorite storyline, if you will, of this season of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. I think it's absolutely just
it's pretty hilarious.
And then he was trying to explain to her like, well, we wear matching stuff, which they do. Usually couples and families usually wear the same material and stuff like that. I want to go get some suya. Suya is so bomb. Mm-hmm. Like, why, auntie, why couldn't you make me some jollof rice? Like,
keep it simple. You know she's from America.
If there's one dish Americans know, it's jollof rice.
Yeah. And it's like, she's from America. Like, ease her into the Nigerian specialties. Like, don't start her off with that. Like,
she went to 1,000. Like, oh, she over here trying to marry my son? Well, you gonna have the most delicacies of delicacies.
Right, I'm not going to Paris and eating escargot. I'm going to start with a croissant.
A crepe?
Right.
Some, what else they got there?
Work my way up.
Macaroons.
Right.
Let me give me something that I can have the authentic version.
Right.
Of it. So it's just, oh my God, snails.
It's hilarious.
And there weren't even the little itty escargot snails. There were the big, meaty, juicy, straight from Africa snails.
Just wrong.
What the fuck? So, I don't know. I'm going to have to ask my dad and my brother. So, like, y'all has had snail before? I'm pretty sure my dad, I don't know. He's never made it, but he's never mentioned it. I'm going to have to ask him.
Yeah.
Like, who's literally just fresh from coming back from Nigeria. So, this would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him about the whole show and this. I'm like, Dad, so guess what?
Right.
There's this Nigerian dude. I mean, there was a Nigerian guy before, the one with the black lady, but they didn't really do the before that. This was like during the actual 90-day process.
Yeah.
So they didn't really like, he wasn't even living in Nigeria at the time. He was living in Thailand or something like that. That storyline was boring anyway. This storyline is much better. Yeah. Much better. Yeah. It's so funny. It's so hilarious.
Yeah. The whole season's pretty entertaining.
It's very entertaining. Mm-hmm. What's the one? Karini and Paul. Yeah. That storyline gets on my damn nerves.
It's a lot.
It's too much. He seems really weird and creepy. Mm-hmm. The fact that his criminal record showed that he had a restraining order and he went to jail for burning down his own fucking house. Those two in a combination in itself, I'm going to move the fuck on. But I guess Karini want to come back to the States so bad that she's like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'll marry you anyway.
Right. Like, if I can just get there, I can handle the rest from there.
Ridiculous. And then the guy from England and the girl that they were talking since she was pregnant. That one's still
I always forget her name, but yeah.
Weird to me.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's interesting because of the whole baby part. And she was pregnant and stuff when they got together. And yeah, that was interesting. But we'll just keep on. Oh, wait, Colombia. Fucking... If this man don't take off this good goddamn fanny pack in the streets of Medellin, hometown of Pablo Escobar. I almost got the wrong one. Drug lord. Come on now. He's talking about, oh, I want to wear this because I don't want to, he said something like, I don't want to be a sore thumb or whatever. And I'm like, you have a fanny pack on. Right. You are like the main person that they want to steal from, because all they have to do is unclip and just snatch it. And that whole situation with that girl is just, she ain't showing up. She's like, my nurse exam is much more priority. But let's be real. I don't care if you are coming 6,000 miles to come see me. If I have an exam that I got to do on Monday and I feel like I'm not thoroughly prepared, I'm going to sit your ass there. Right. And we can meet later.
Yeah. I feel like he had said, he was like, once I told her I was coming out there, her old demeanor changed. I'm like, then that should have been your cue to be like, you know what? Maybe this is some type of, it's not what it seems. So.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure these people who don't really expect these people to come out to see them, kind of like the guy that went to Paris. Yeah. She was like, I didn't really take it seriously and I already was in a relationship. So I'm pretty sure she didn't really think it was going to happen. And then when you told her, oh, I booked my ticket, she was like, no, this is kind of weird. Yeah. I take it back. Right. But yeah, this whole season of 90 Day Fiancé, it's probably the best season since 90 Day with Chantel and her family. Mm-hmm. Things are about to get stupider.
Right. Yes, they are.
And that's enough about that.
Yes, they are.
Why don't you tell the great people about Jersey Shore?
Okay. So they are living it up in Vegas.
Yay, where we live.
They are staying at the good old Planet Hollywood. In the penthouse suite.
Of course.
Dina is pregnant, so she gracefully bowed out after her first episode cameo appearance. And right now, they basically everything with Ronnie and I was about to say Sam. Jen, yeah, is pretty much going down. I would just, if I was Mike, I would just be ready to be like, fuck all of you guys, because I tried to tell you that he has a problem. And not even tell you in like a gossipy way, but just like, no, Ron has a problem. And it's deeper than, I don't know if I want to be with my baby mama. And everybody wanted to try to, you know, crucify Mike. Like, oh, well, you're just being mean and you're just being inconsiderate and judgmental. And now fast forward to like the first episode, you see him spiraling out of control. And now everybody's like, well, I want to help or I want to do this. And it's like, okay, granted, you can't make him do anything, but it was like the signs were there last season. So I'm like, I don't know how Mike was the only one that was able to see it. 2, Jenny, didn't Sam punch your ass in the face for getting in her and Ron's relationship business? Why the fuck are you taking Jen's phone number and talking to her and on a regular basis behind Ronnie's back and friends with her, and Jen is calling Jenny and it's like, yeah, like basically just like talking to her about stuff and everything. And it's like, you didn't learn your lesson the first time. Like, stay out of this man's relationships. Like, stay the fuck out. Like, now I'm glad he didn't cuss you out, but had he would have cussed you out, or had he would have said, do you remember what the fuck happened last time you got in our relationships? He would have been well within his rights. So, you know, like, you want to be there for Ron, that's fine, but you don't have to insert yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not cool.
Meddling is not necessary. Just talk to the person that you're closest to or you feel like you have some type of loyalty to, but not actually get in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Unless he's like, hey, I'm having women problems. Can you see if like maybe you can like referee one of our discussions? And if you feel like you can do that job, then okay, cool. But don't just insert yourself. Like, it's not.
Yeah, I'm like, no. Why would you even want to put yourself in that position? After the history that I've had with Ron and his ex-girlfriend, I would have been like, you know, Jen, you seem like a nice lady and I would like to, you know, have your back. However, I have a history of getting dragged into Ronnie's bullshit and it ain't happening again. So with all due respect, you're going to have to find somebody. I can't be that person for you.
Right.
So that's that. I never thought I'd see the day where Mike is literally like my favorite cast member.
Right?
Like, I never thought I would see that day.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But then he's sober, so.
Yeah. And it's so funny because he's so obese. Like, he's not.
What do you say, like cheat days or something like that?
Yeah, he's like, I have a cheat day 3 to 4 times a week. 3 times a day. And so Benny has been like his, like,
Guido.
Yes, and like, I'm gonna help you. So this motherfucker wakes up while Benny is still asleep before everybody, puts on his shoes and sneaks to the buffet and is like, oh yeah, about to get this food.
Oh my.
Has him a good 2-3 plates and goes back home. Everybody still sleeps and gets right back in the bed. Because when I say that is some obese shit that I would probably do if somebody was like, you can't be eating that, all right? Wait a minute, she's still asleep. Let me tiptoe.
In my Jordan.
And it doesn't help that it's literally you just go down the escalator and it's like food. It's the most.
And Vegas is known for buffets.
Yeah.
And food. And
right. It's freaking hilarious.
I feel like maybe he's like, you know what? I'm sober. I gave up drugs. I'm not giving up food anymore.
He's not. He is living his absolute best life. And like they all went out to dinner and they had ordered like 2 or 3 appetizers for the table. And he's like, I mean, and can we add this and that and this? And they're like, but they're still entrees. He's like, I know. And for my entrees, I want this. Just eats. I'm like,
he's like, MTV is paying for it, so
yeah.
Why not indulge?
And so, before we get to the juicy stuff of like Ron and them, like they had went out to Dre's, and so, you know, two of the girls came in there for Pauly and Vinny because Vinny is now single. So yeah, they broke up
between seasons.
Yeah.
Damn, that wasn't even that long in between seasons. They literally started filming the second season like 3 weeks after the first. No, before the first season even ended.
Yeah. Oh. So I guess she was like, you know, fuck this shit. Or either he was like, I can't be single. I can't be in a relationship and film, which either one of those seems highly likely.
Right. Okay.
So they went out to Dre's, the night pool party, and, you know, girls is coming in there. And so, one girl tells Mike, which I'm like, I don't care how drunk you are or what celebrity or reality TV personality that you're talking to. There's just certain lines that should not be crossed. Like one girl was like, Mike, you totally need to just break up with Lauren and come. And he was like, no, you know, just no. But it was like, how do you as a person feel comfortable even saying that to somebody? Like,
whether they're famous or not.
Yeah.
Like makes you seem like a scumbag
okay, bitch, get some couth. Like, and he was like, I'm just, you know, dodging the thoughts.
Dodge. I just see that
clip. Just fucking
them
hilarious.
Two have been through way too much.
Right.
For him to try to throw it all away. And he just proposed to her. He's not.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. He was like, I'm not even entertaining this. Like, no. So then the toxicity. Ron, you can tell something with Ron is like off more than usual. And by this time, the infamous video had just surfaced of
them
him
arguing in the house.
Yes. And,
that was bad.
It was. And so I guess by that time he kind of told them like, we resolved it and we're good and everything. And so there's a situation where Jen and the baby, mind you, baby is not even 3 months old at this point. Pretty newborn. Yeah.
Yeah, newborn.
Baby's cute, does look very much like Ronnie.
A little pass around.
Yeah.
Pass around.
And, she tells him like, oh yeah, taking the baby and we're going out of town. So he was like, oh, well, let me just call her before she leaves or whatever. Oh, something happened with our flight or something. So actually, I'm just going to come out with you guys. And Ronnie's it wasn't even like, oh, my girlfriend's coming tonight. It was like sheer terror or something like, oh my God, like I don't even, you know, whatever. And everybody's like, he's kind of freaking out. Long story short, I guess somewhere in there, they don't show it, but I'm guessing he sent her a whole bunch of text messages like, you slut, you bitch, you're this, you're that, and whatever. And then I guess as retaliation, according to her, or, you know, how the scene looks, she ends up blocking him. And then that sends him like on a breakdown, and that's when he breaks down to everybody and is like, she basically threatens to take my daughter and this and that, like at any moment she's just like, she's gonna leave and everything. And I guess everybody's kind of like, oh my God, like I didn't know that like y'all relationship was this bad. And, you know, so then Jenny was like, I'm not saying you're lying, but at the same time, I've seen the exchanges and you're not innocent in this. Like, she does her shit, but you do your shit too.
We all know Ronnie does shit.
Right. Like you know. And so basically everyone's like, why don't you go talk to a lawyer? Like, whatever she decides is not final. I'm like, I don't know why men think like the court system is, I don't know, only for women or what, but it's like, you do have rights. Like, you can go file for custody, whatever orders that you need. You can go do that the same way that a woman does.
The only time men complain about that is deep down inside they don't really want to deal with a child in the first place.
Which is kind of, I hate to say it, it's kind of how I feel. Because I'm like, you know you can go to court and this can all just be cleared up.
Even if it's like she has to exchange the baby with you and you have the right to call the police and it be considered kidnapping, you have that right to do. It's not all about the woman. If you feel like you are honestly being kept away from your child, you are going to go to court and make sure that you actually spend time with your child. If you are complaining that you can't see your child and you do not go through the processes of the court, it's one of two things. Either you feel like your past or something else can cause you to lose rights instead of gaining them, or you just really don't give two fucks about really taking on the responsibility as being a parent. Because I'm going to say either one. Dad can have full custody. Same thing with mom.
Right.
It's the same shit.
Yeah.
So.
And so then Jen, this is the next step. No, it's the same episode, I think. Jen shows up with her homegirl to the hotel suite.
I saw this clip.
Yeah. And basically was just trying to be like, well, he does this. He's destroyed my house. And Paulie was kind of like, but didn't you destroy some of his stuff too? And she's like, well, yeah, I destroyed the TV. And he basically was like, yeah, so it's bad what you did. It's bad what he did.
Didn't know. She was like, oh, you did? Like,
yeah. And she was like, it's toxic on all levels. He was like, the whole relationship is just toxic. And then they were like, where's the baby? Well, I left her with a friend. Like, you just had a baby like a couple months ago and you're just leaving the baby with random people. Like, what the fuck? And so, yeah. So then production comes out and basically tells her like, well, Ron won't be back here until 7:30. She leaves and she comes back and she's yelling at him, spits in his face, was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll go to jail. So I think production, we have to wait for next episode. I think production did call the police and they wanted to press charges.
Yes, because I remember the report where the police were called at Planet Hollywood. And wow. So they was actually doing fucking filming.
Yeah. And it's before the infamous car dragging.
Yeah.
So it's...
That wasn't even like a month later.
Yeah.
It was pretty recent. And the kid was in the car.
Yeah. So... And
they just kind of feel like they keep saying Ron's met his match because Sammy wasn't really retaliatory like she is. Like, Jen will straight up throw fucking hands. Yeah. And won't give, like she said, she don't care. She wants to go to jail.
And it's, really care. It's like, and that alone is like, not, I hate to have to question a woman's motherhood, but you just had a 2-month-old baby and you are willing to go to jail and leave your 2-month baby, not to even protect your baby, or it's like, this is a life or death defend myself situation, but because yo baby daddy is texting you. Like, let that sink in. Like, wait, time away from your newborn is more important. Like, getting even with this motherfucker is...
supersedes the fact that you just need to be with your child.
Yeah, I was like, just trash. And then you have another kid. Like, so you go to jail. Who's that kid gonna be with? Probably.
A friend.
Right.
I mean...
Or probably the kid's dad, or, you know.
I mean, the whole keeping the baby with somebody else, I personally don't feel like it's that big of a deal because we don't really know the situation. Like, it might have been a friend that's been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ron wasn't there, so I'm pretty sure he'd be like, oh, I know this friend. They're fine. They can watch the baby because new babies is work. Right. Village, people, village.
It is.
So, but I just think that she's so caught up on trying to be, she don't even give a fuck about being on camera. Yeah. And that's another thing. If y'all had this whole situation on Instagram Live that everybody saw y'all getting in a fight, okay, cool. But now you're doing this shit on fucking camera. Yeah. That means you really don't give two fucks. Yeah. And I remember reading an article and they had talked to some, like, you know, family law expert or whatever. They were like, if they keep going the way that they're going, this was after the dragging incident. Yeah. They're both going to lose the kid. Yeah. Because the kid was in the car when all this happened. So... And then it's like out here. And then I read the streets, like the cross streets. It's like, bitch, I know where this is. Right. Like, this is not that far. It was like maybe 10, 15 minutes away from where I live now. And it's just really sad because it's like, we already know Ron. We know the infamous Ron, stop. And he's always been very destructive. Like, you say something he doesn't like, he will call you all type of bitches and hoes and stuff like that. But now that he's dealing with a female that is going to serve it right back, this is like beyond the Sam Ron thing.
I don't know what to do. I don't
years
know.
ago.
Yeah.
Like, this is bad. And then there's a baby involved. And I feel like he probably does feel trapped. He probably did not want to have a baby. Yeah. Pauly D has a child, and him and the mom aren't together. Yeah. Haven't been for quite some time. But I think it was rough at one point, but right now he's like, I see my daughter whenever I want, when I'm in town. Like, and then he travels a lot to be a DJ. God, how much money is he worth? He's like, I think
10 million.
He's up there.
Yeah,
but he travels quite a bit for to be a DJ, and then he's based in Vegas, so he's like kind of in and out. But
his face is plastered on the elevators at the Cromwell.
It is, and but I think the relationship is to the point where she's not going to try to be retaliatory for him being gone all the time. And when he is in town, he can pretty much see his daughter whenever he wants. Like, it's not a struggle. I feel like when Ron was trying to cry out to them, really like, I have a baby on the way and I don't see myself marrying her. I don't see, and obviously this is just a small taste of what they saw in person. And I'm pretty sure the whole Instagram thing happened before the first, that happened months ago. So before they even started filming the first season.
Yeah, and she even Vacation. Like walked in and was like, where's Ron? So are you guys lying to me? Like, what? Like,
I'm like, what the fuck is your deal?
Yeah.
Like, you can't even be like, I don't really know y'all, and I really not trying to put y'all in it, but I can't talk to him, and y'all the only people I know that could possibly know where he is. Right. And so, and then she was like, yeah, such and such production. That's when production stepped in. Yeah. Like, well, he's not going to be back. I don't know what he was doing.
He went to go see a lawyer about what his rights would be for custody and they didn't want to tell her
exactly what it was. So,
that's what it was. Yeah.
I'm glad he took the initiative to go and do that. Obviously, after the whole dragon situation, which we'll probably see on the show later on, because I feel like they were still filming, we'll see if he actually follows through on that. But because she was the aggressor in that situation, because she literally ran him and dragged him on the fucking streets of Las Vegas, that will be easy for him to be like, yeah, I'm going to get full custody. It's not going to be hard. And then her doing stuff on the show, and it's like evidence that she's really, really bad. Yeah. And something as far as like attempted vehicular manslaughter, like it's not going to be looking good for her. And I don't want anybody to have their parental rights taken away or, feel like they have their rights taken away. Yeah. But at some point, that's very dangerous. I don't see Ron doing anything to the baby and around the baby. Yeah. I feel like he's so worried about having a daughter. I don't think he would try to not do anything around the baby. I'm not saying that he wouldn't. Right. But I feel like she really gives less fucks than he does. Yeah. Especially when I would never do that. My child is in the car. Right. 3 months old, and I'm over here running her damn father over with my car. Yeah, that's why I was like, something is just off with you, because I'm like, I mean, I just know people that's like in the first like month or two of like their kids' lives, they're like, I don't even want my kid around that many people because of germs and I want to spend all this time with my kid, or, however you feel. And it's like, I'm not saying you're leaving your kid with a random, but you're leaving your kid at only a couple months old. Is what she's to go for.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going because it's like, God dang it, I got called in to work, or I need to go to the doctor, or I just really need to go run some errands, and me having the baby right now, it just makes it hard. I need to go find out where this nigga is and cuss him out. And
Yeah, it's what she's leaving to go do.
Yeah.
The problem that I have.
Which, I mean, I guess it wouldn't surprise you. She would run him over with the baby in the car. Like,
so getting to the point where if production called the police, it got really
and you
bad.
got 2 kids. Because Ron has said, like, I take care of her and I take care of her kid.
So this ain't no new rodeo for her.
No.
And she still don't give no fucks.
No.
She's dangerous.
Yeah.
She's dangerous.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know how they would do it. I don't know how much they would give her, but I'm like, I really just want them to bring Sam back. Like, even I understand she's like, I just don't want to be in that environment, but I'm like, you were a part of the Jersey Shore and a big part of the franchise. So I'm like, even if you only came back for like 2 episodes, which was like a week of filming, like it would just be nice to see you. Cause I'm like, we've seen Angelina. We've seen the crazy bitch that was stalking Pauly D.
Even she got some shine.
Right. I'm like, so I feel like it's only
Vanessa,
right.
there we go.
Yes. I'm like, I feel that it's only right that we see like how your life has changed in the past few years.
If production can and the cast of Jersey Shore can honor her wishes and not bring up Ron, which is probably what she would want and what production wouldn't want. Yeah, I feel they can have like, well, let's just have a weekend where we have our own suite and we can just do whatever we want and we can. I feel like she would do that. I feel like she doesn't want to do it because she's always going to be associated with Ron. They had a
infamous meme.
Well, no, I'm talking about the doll named after her. Yeah. And it's like you can't even separate I mean, obviously they were talking about her because they were like, well, where is she? She was a very big part of the French series. Well, now it's a franchise. But I feel like she will be a nice balance. Yeah. To the show, especially on the girls. Yeah. The girls are kind of crazy.
And then I think especially because like Dina isn't there, so she's probably like, no, I'm definitely not.
But then Angelina comes back.
Yeah.
Looking like Sammy, I feel like is the only person who didn't have any work to her face.
Nope.
She got little lines on her face looking normal, like just normal aging. Yeah. But she's happy in her relationship. I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't. If it's been years and years since we broke up, and me being back on the show is just going to bring up all this drama, and I'm trying to just live my little nice normal life with my boyfriend now. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to bring all that up again. It's like it's a lot. Yeah, all money ain't good money. She feels like it wasn't really the best.
And I'm pretty sure they did offer her a lot because it was like, wait, Ron and Sam together. I'm pretty sure at least a good 6 figures.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure their production budget for this part of the franchise is probably at least 4 to 5 times more than when they were in Jersey Shore.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had that going on for so long. And then people like Pauly D who's worth $10 million, you can't just come at him with a small ass check. Right. They had their spinoffs, their, other stuff, boot camp and this and that. Like you're going to have to shell out some money. Yeah. Even the house that they were staying at when they were in Miami was like, they were like, this is nothing like the Shore house. Like this is way better.
So hopefully they can figure it out, or I don't know. Yeah. Maybe do like a spinoff few episodes or something with like Sammy and the other girls, or I don't know, maybe production can be like, Ron, we're going to send you home for a few weeks and we'll bring Sam in or something like that. But I'm like, I would like to see like what she's been up to in her life. I mean, I follow her on Instagram, but it would just be nice to see it on the show.
Yeah. She looks like she's having a wonderful, living her best life.
Glowing.
And just glowing and happy and just kind of, I think that whole thing is about Ron. Yeah. But
I think, also, looking back, I feel like she watches the show, and I know, her and Dina have gotten really close, but I feel like she watches old episodes, and she knows that, you guys like me, but I know you guys feel like if you had to choose me or Ron, you guys would choose Ron. Because even like looking back. So I feel
Dina
like
does defend Sammy.
Yeah, I'm
quite
like,
a
Dina
bit.
is probably the only one. That's why I'm like, oh, well, now that Dina's pregnant, she probably is like, hell no, I'm not walking back into that house. Because I think
me out.
yeah, I'm like, she is friends with everybody. She's back friends with like Jenny and Snooki and everything. But it's like, like certain friendships. It's like, we cool, but I categorize you. You are where you are. And that's that. And I feel like, she might think like, y'all like me, but I know at the end of the day, if y'all had to choose one or the other, you'd probably choose him. So I'm probably not even going to walk back into this situation where honestly, my best interest isn't even a priority as much as his is.
Yeah. I feel like the guys will probably be more of an even playing field as far as their attention to Sammy than the girls. I think because the girls were playing such an integral role in the whole Sam and Ron situation. The note, it's just, I don't know. So it's like, I would love her on the show, but it's like, if I'm being realistic, if somebody was living their best life and they're only associated with this one person and this one person is still having dramatic problems, I'm not going to want to be
because then it's like, okay, like, can you imagine Jen walking into the house and seeing Sammy? Like, that would just...
She will want to fight her.
Even though it's like, we don't even interact.
She will want to fight her.
Yeah, just because.
Just because she's there. And it's like, bitch, it's for a paycheck.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't...
They would have to literally give her an offer she can't refuse.
Yeah, like, this is about to take me into a whole nother income
Like,
level.
we'll give you like $4 million for one season. And it's like, and they're not even there no more than like a month. It's different than before. Before they were there for like 3 months. Yeah,
I'm going to write a note to production. Like, can y'all just like get rid of Ron or something like that? And maybe if you want to, because y'all need the ratings, like as she's packing her stuff to leave, Ron shows up. And it's like, dumb. But she only has to deal with awkwardness for like 30 minutes and then sit her on. Or something.
I mean, that's gonna give you ratings right there.
Right.
Or can you imagine the ratings on that episode?
Yes.
Or they do it to where, you know how these fuckers like to do.
Yeah.
They be like, this episode, Ron and Sammy cross paths.
Yeah.
And right before the door opens, there was like, to be continued. And then it goes to the next episode.
Right.
They get 2 episodes with all these fucking views because everybody wants to see Ron and Sammy in the same vicinity. Mm-hmm. Maybe even saying hi to each other.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Sammy can be, well, she probably isn't, but if she was in a place where she can have an open and honest dialogue, like, look, I heard what you're going through, and I'm just going to give you this tidbit of when we were together, it was very toxic. Like, you're going to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And then that's it. But I don't think she would do that.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want the parts.
No, yeah. And I know she did it was like 2-3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we're almost at that point. Yeah. But yeah, in closing, she did an interview like 2-3 years ago. And it was like right after he had appeared on that show, that VH1 show, Single and Looking for Whatever, where right when he started hooking up with Malika. And she sounded very genuine. And she was like, no, she was like, we've been through so much. And I know people can think like now that we're broken up that either like I hold some type of grudge or something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't hate him. I don't wish him any, ill will. I want the best for him, but at this point, I just want to move on. I'm sure he does. And like, I wish him the best. Like, and she actually did sound like genuine. So I think like by that point, it was like they broke up for the final time and she finally was like, I'm done. Yeah. Like, you're so done that like, I'm not even mad at you no more. It's not even an angry breakup. It's just, I really wish you the best. Because this motherfucker's about to be somebody else's problem. And I'm about to go flourish.
Talk about
That's
it.
He got
dragged.
Literally.
Jesus.
Yeah, like, I wish you all the best because you're going to need it. And look, you need it. You on TV crying.
Yeah, I mean, if something was so toxic and something that was like life changing, like from then on, I'm pretty sure it took her a while to be by herself and just
and she
single.
was,
because she was young. She was like 21, 22 when they started hooking up. So that's very young, and it can really damage you, and you just have to be by yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you start dating, you date very, very,
very slow. Yeah. Because she's been with this guy for like 2 years. Mm-hmm. But it was like over a year since, because her and Ron was going like back and forth, like,
after production, yeah.
Yeah. Until I guess they broke up right before he went on that famously single show or whatever. And that's when it was done. So I was like, yeah, so she was single for a while. And it's like 2 years later, they're still not engaged or anything, which isn't bad. That means that they're just enjoying their relationship as is. And Ron only been with this bitch for 6 months, and she's living with you, pregnant with your kid, and you taking care of her baby. It's like you compare. And she just out here traveling the world with her man, just looking flawless.
Yeah, I feel like people know that I'm a single mom. Mm-hmm. I do not believe in moving in with somebody and marrying somebody or even being in a relationship with somebody just because you have a kid. Yes, kids are unplanned. It happens. You don't want it to happen, but it can. But I do not advocate for people to force a relationship, or even, let's say, if you want to be in a relationship, force y'all living together. Yeah. Just so y'all can be like, well, we had a kid, so we have to do this. You can still be very involved parents. Shit, you can live in the same fucking building and not be under the same roof. You don't have to be under the same roof. You already had the baby out of order, if you want to say that. So why the fuck are you going to rush anything else? I don't believe in that in whatsoever. They were like, because they were only together like 6 months or less when she got pregnant. So it's like, I don't even know your ass.
That's really what it is. And you did all the steps backwards.
Yeah. I mean, let's not even say backwards. Let's just say too soon prior to when y'all really needed to, like, y'all could have not had gotten married and stuff like that, or even lived together and got pregnant, but it wouldn't have been such a big deal because y'all already had this really loving and adoring relationship, and it didn't even really matter. Okay, you still have to be married for that, but the fact that it was under 6 months and she got pregnant, and you had a baby on the way with somebody you didn't even fucking know, and you still decided to move in with them knowing that you don't really know them.
You moved them in, you moved their kid in, and now you're preparing to be a father, but you're already, he said he takes care of her other kid. Yeah. So in some ways, you're even a stepfather to all that
stuff too soon. Like, you don't have to force the situation. I feel like that's what he was trying to tell him the first season, was like, there's just so much going on. I want to get married, but I don't see marrying her. Yeah. And then, of course, these little traditional people are like, well, maybe you can just get married and just try to talk. It's like, no. Some people just don't belong together and they wind up having a kid. Yeah. It happens. I'm not about to sit here and tell you that you should be with that person. If you feel like y'all can go to therapy, see a licensed therapist. Yeah. Have couples therapy, and y'all try to work it out that way. If y'all come to a conclusion with clear minds, right, that you are not supposed to be together, you are toxic, then guess what? You can go your way, she can go her way, and y'all just co-parent to the best of your abilities without trying to literally run each other over. Yeah. Like, it's not necessary. It's not worth it just so you can say, well, I married the girl that I got, I had a baby by. You don't see Pauly G marrying nobody. What the fuck? No. Man, no, we didn't really know much of his business. I was like, oh shit, Pauly G got a kid? Right. All right, well. But anyway. So that is the conclusion of this episode for today.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I know we are behind on some shows, but like we've said before, it is a lot. Right. And I got to throw some scripted. I got to throw in Ozarks because they just released the next season. Yeah. There's some other shit that I got to catch up on. I got to watch a show on AMC that my friend's dad is on. Like, I got to catch up that show. Just all reality TV all the time. We going to get behind. Yeah. But I do want to talk about Braxton. I will get caught up on that because there's drama on there.
Yeah.
And also, I forgot the other one. Marriage Boot Camp starts on Friday.
Yes,
and that's the
does.
one with Pauly D, Aubrey.
Getting all these checks. Come
Puma,
on through.
his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Mama D.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's going to be a good season.
2 other white couples. I feel like I don't know where they're from. It's usually The Bachelor or whatever. I don't watch those shows.
Yeah.
But their casting is
great.
been impeccable for the past 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to tune into that.
Yeah.
And Aubrey looks horrible.
Of course, yeah.
She looks so bad.
I'm like, what did you do to your face and when and why? You're damaged. It's just not cool, but
so I will be watching that, and then Black Ink Crew New York starts on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's another show that I'm behind, but I really want to watch. Oh, have you been watching Are You the One?
Nope.
No?
Clinton's not on it.
But Clinton, did you know Clinton was going to be on it before the season even started?
Nope, but I saw him and I said, you are the one, so you will get my view. I haven't seen anyone on there. It's like, you are worth my view, which I guess it's probably not a good way to judge.
But I will tell you from the clips that I've seen, it is very dramatic.
Yeah, I seen the clips too, and I was just like, oh God.
And Tara's like, what did he say? Like, right. It was just, I don't trust that bitch. It was like, oh. So
Calm your tits.
Oh my God. Calm your tits. Oh my God.
That's what she said.
Oh, that's funny. And then, yeah. So I figure out what else we got to get caught up on. Make sure to follow us on social media.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
The Facebook for you older folks. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at RealiTEA_V. Well, Facebook is without the underscore. And then you can also follow us with our Facebook group, Tea Sipper Discussions.
Yes, yes.
You can send us an email at RealiTEA_, @gmail.com.
Yes, you can.
You can follow me personally on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Fumi Adagun, Snapchat, Ebony888. And if you want to see me try to lose some weight, Fumi loses fat.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
well, yes, you guys can first start sending us in your questions and all that good stuff. We haven't been behind. You guys have not been sending us questions. So send us your questions. If you want to ask or talk about anything, we will discuss it. But you can follow me on Facebook, Roberta Smith. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Instagram, Leave It To Be. Snapchat, Leave It To Be too. Sometimes I snap, sometimes I don't. That's just the life I live.
Been snapping a lot lately.
Right. You know those filters, man.
They
just, when they make you look 10 times better, it's like, well, why not?
You know, people have been trying to have surgery to look
now
like
that's Snapchat. Just a little bit much. Like, okay, calm your tits, people.
Calm the tits. Come on.
Right. So yes. And I leave you with this word of motivational thought. The devil whispers in your ear and says, I'm going to take you through a storm. You whisper right back in that devil's ear and say, buddy, I am the storm.
All right now.
In the words of The Great Situation. Him and Vinny had like a quote off.
A quote?
They did.
They would have some dumbass shit like that.
They were just saying shit and it was...
I cannot stand them.
It was, yes. And there was a bunch of quotes, but Mike's quote was the funniest.
There's nothing like having a good platonic friendship with the guy.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
It's very, very fun. Because it's just like, these are things that women wouldn't do, but it's very entertaining.
It's
very funny.
Yeah. So at the end of this show every week, I'm going to leave you guys with a nice inspirational quote.
I did have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we never really went through with our giveaway.
Yes.
Last time.
We're going to do this.
So, since the followers aren't really a problem now,
mm-hmm.
I feel like...
They fuck with us.
Oh, yeah, they do. The hood loves us. we're going to do a giveaway based on reviews.
Ooh.
And 5 stars and reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
So I will soon post the ways to win and how long it's going to be.
Yes.
And next week we will describe what the prize actually is. And I think it's very lovely.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And so you have to rate us 5 stars. You can't just, I can't just say, just rate us and you give us a 1-star, bitch. That's not happening.
You're disqualified.
You are no longer in the running.
Take your star and shove it. No offense. But be truthful, I guess. But
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but take your 1 star and shove it.
I mean, obviously, we need the ratings for people to actually find us.
Right.
On Apple Podcasts. And then we'll switch it up and do like YouTube. No, not YouTube. YouTube.
Spreaker.
I would say Google Play.
Okay.
Or Spotify.
Yes.
But
whatever floats your vag.
Badge or vag?
Vag.
Why vag?
I don't know. Sometimes vages need to float. Look, don't quote me on it. Don't think about it. Just take what I say and run with it.
I can't run with it. I don't know where to take it. I'm just like...
Take it where you please.
Vag? And I was like, wait, let me make sure I heard this right. You said badge or
vag?
I said vag. VH. But ultimately, yes, we need the reviews. We want to get out there and then start being able to do more stuff for you guys because we actually do have fun doing this. So, until next week.
Yes.
What did Jerry Springer used to say? Love yourself and love each other. Have a good week, guys.
Right. Love the hood and the hood will love you back.
Amen.